Hello, 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 and welcome again, my ninjas. Welcome back to What Did I Do Q&A, where we answer questions sent in via you guys, on whatever platform you guys want to send it in on. And this question is from Discord, and she prefers to remain anonymous. So she sent in no voice clip, and she doesn't even want to be added. Just know that it's anonymous. But
yes, we're gonna answer two questions. We have that one, we have another one, but they're about the same thing.
Pretty much. So this person says, do you think it's possible to be friends with an ex?
The short answer is yes.
Yes.
But it all comes down to the circumstance.
And your new partner.
Yes, that too. I say circumstance because it all depends on how you guys ended the relationship before. For instance, if you guys just simply fell out of love and it wasn't toxic, it wasn't nothing wild, you guys communicated perfectly and were like, you know what? I think it's best if we revert back to friendship. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yes.
Honestly, that's the healthiest outcome. You know, two people, you know what? Let's go ahead and not continue. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I see celebrities do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Especially those who have kids together. You know, a lot of times people will fall out of a relationship but remain some sort of love or some sort of connection because of their kids. You know what I'm saying? And it's a healthier environment to raise your kids in. But, say you don't have kids. I still think it's possible. It just comes down to you, like you said, also your partner. You know what I'm saying? If your partner's like, nah, I want you talking to him. I want you talking to her.
Yeah, if that's the case, then you can't do it. You shouldn't do it.
No. I think there's also a boundary too. I feel like if it's a relationship where, you know, you guys were, it wasn't really the best, I feel like you shouldn't continue to talk to them anyway. You know what I'm saying? I also think there's a boundary as far as what kind of friendship. I wouldn't say you can be like a best friend with an ex, especially if you're in another relationship with somebody else. That might seem a little bit weird. And in all honesty, I think that's how it should be. I think you should retain some level of respect for your partner that you're currently with. Because I think that's the healthiest way to maintain your relationship in a positive way. I think that you should respect it and let your partner know visibly, all right, I know that, okay, you know, even though I still know this person, that we didn't end on bad terms, I think it's best that we keep our distance, especially because let's say you guys met, right, and you guys instantly started dating, right, and you guys kind of hit it off, and there was really no friendship phase where you guys kind of built anything, and then your relationship ends at some point later. Well, if you were to remain friends with that person, it would really, really, really seem, at least visibly, from, you know, someone who's not in the middle of that relationship, like you guys still have something going on. You know what I'm saying? And you have to think about these things, especially when going into a new relationship. If you're in the middle and you're single, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. But right now we're talking about if you're in a relationship. And I personally think that, yes, it's possible, but you need to respect the relationship that you're in order for it to be possible in any way.
Yes, agreed. I think it's possible, and let's say if you're not in a new relationship, you know, and you want to be friends with your ex, but you just no longer you don't want to remain or maintain a romantic relationship with this person, then I think reverting back to friendship would be healthy, you know, because, you know, these things, it's not like a Band-Aid where you just kind of rip it off. You know what I mean? It's not like that. It would be better if you just kind of let it, you know, dwindle back into the realms of friendship, you know, and then you just remain single, and then you do your own thing, and then now you have a friend, you have someone to talk to. You could talk to her or him about your problems. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that you're going through, or whatever you're experiencing through the relationship. Do you miss each other? You know, do you want to do it again? You know, like, for instance, my last relationship, I would not be friends with her. You know, I mean, I reached out in the beginning. Afterwards, you know, in order to make amends, which I did, held myself accountable.
Yeah.
You know, you just want to get over the hump of the hatred. You know, all that bull crap and all those raging feelings. You want it to like dwindle down. There's less stress on you. You know, going through a breakup is like losing half of your person. You know what I mean? You're like half of your being. So it will be easier to remain friends, and then you can collect yourself during that phase. But you know, if it like he said a minute ago, if it depends on how the relationship ended. You know what I mean? Now, if it ended on bad terms and then you guys both apologize to each other, and you want to move forward, but you just want to move forward as friends, like he said, I don't think you're going to be best friends, but you can be friends nonetheless. She did some things afterwards of me reaching out. She's like, I don't know if we should do that. I don't know if we should be friends and this and that, and not going to get into that, but just know it would have been much more healthy on my behalf to not be friends with her or maintain any kind of contact because of what she did. You understand what I'm saying? So maybe that was one thing that she was right about. Maybe we should not have been friends, and we didn't. True story, man.
I agree. I do.
Yeah.
No, I think that's probably the best answer I could give. Is I think it all comes down to the ending. You know what I'm saying? I know people who split and have been friends for a while. You know what I'm saying? They continue the friendship, at least it's at some degree. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it really does determine on how the relationship ended. And exactly what happened. Like, I don't think I'm not friends with any of my exes, I'll be honest with you. I've been cheated on multiple times. And then other times it just got too emotional towards the end, and it was best to just maintain a distance. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I don't have that problem. But actually, this is a great segue into the next question, which my girlfriend sent in. And she said, she wanted to talk about how some past relationships can have an effect on the relationship that you're in. And what she means by that is, let's say you had a rough relationship where you ended up getting cheated on or verbally abused or in some way. And those feelings that you had in that previous relationship end up translating into your current relationship. And how that affects certain people. Now, I can speak from experience. I'm going to give you how I handle that and how she handles that. When we first met, we started talking like on day one in a large way. We would have hour-long conversations, you know what I'm saying, about whatever. And from that point, we both kind of knew where each other's headspace was at. You know what I'm saying? We can kind of tell. You can tell a genuine person when you meet them, for the most part, which is what this was. You know what I'm saying? And what I told her, I mentioned those things to her. I said, I've been in some pretty rough relationships. I want to let you know that. And I told her that I'm never going to inflict those feelings that I had in the past on you. That would be unfair. You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't be healthy. Of course, those things hurt and they scarred me. But at the end of the day, she didn't do that. You know what I'm saying? This is a whole new person. I tell her my little saying. I'll say, everybody gets a good chance with me, right? Everybody up front, they get to see me. They get to experience me for who I am as a person. You know what I'm saying? I tell her that. I tell my friends that. I tell everybody that. So when we first met, that's how I approached it. This is somebody new. This isn't someone from the past. Now, that doesn't mean I had my eyes open to things. But after a while, I started to realize, okay, this person is not a threat to me or my well-being. So I don't have to keep those guards up. I don't have to continue to be cautious or anything like that. I can kind of let my guards down and let her in and fill my void and fill my heart. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that is. You know what I'm saying? But I see a lot of people. I see a lot of relationships online, in person, through the grapevine, whatever it is, where people will take things that happened in their past relationship, and a lot of times these things creep up, which is why you have to continue to keep your eyes open to things, especially if it's someone who is still very kind and very open, and you want to make sure that they feel loved. And you're like, I see you and I understand you, right? I understand what happened in the past. I understand. You don't want to go up and say, oh, I'm never going to do that to you. That's like cliche. It's like, literally, I wouldn't trust somebody who said that to me. I would never do that to you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's better shown through action instead of just saying that up front. You
know I agree. Like, action definitely speaks louder than words. Mm-hmm. That's one thing that I always say whenever I'm courting a new lady, or, you know what I mean, or I'm talking to her in that area, in that phase or whatever. I always tell her, I can sit here and tell you about myself all day. I can tell you what kind of person I am. I can tell you specific situations and how I handled them. to give you a better idea of how I am. But I'd rather show you. I can show you that I am who I say I am. You know, I can show you that I'm a good guy. I can show you that we're compatible. I can show you everything, and it just comes over time. Spend more time, you know, and you'll see what kind of person I am. I have nothing to hide, you know what I mean? But as far as your past relationships affecting, yes, I think that it can affect the way you go into new relationships, but not necessarily always in a bad way. You know, I learned a whole lot from my last toxic relationship, you know, and it's going to have me going into my new relationship more vigilant and more responsive to things, and more, it made me better, and it's going to make me a better partner, better lover, period. You know, and one thing that you learn a lot from a past relationship, especially if you were with this person for a long time, you learn new things about sex. That's for sure. Because you're with that person for a long time. A lot of people think that sleeping with a whole bunch of different people gives you a different experience. No. Sleeping with the same person over and over is what's going to give you experience. You know, it's like...
You get to try new stuff.
Yeah, it's like martial arts. Like you go in, you don't pick a new dummy or a new heavy bag every time. You're beating up that same heavy bag the whole time. You're beating up the same bob, the same dummy every time. So the same thing with sex. You're having sex with the same woman over and over. That's how you learn. So you definitely go into the new relationship learning things, but
yes,
if you come from the past relationship and carry over some baggage, like, oh, I'm still very good friends with my ex, and I link up with them often, you know, sometimes we go out for coffee or drinks or something like that, and you have no ties, you know, like a pet or a kid or something like that, then your new partner might not like that.
Looks a little sus.
Yeah, it does look a little bit sus, you know what I'm saying? But you can know it in your mind that it's not sus, and your partner can know that it's not sus. It just depends on how they feel about it.
Yes. And also to piggyback on what you were just saying about baggage, I feel like it also comes down to you and understanding your in one of our previous episodes I talked about self-awareness, and I really want to bring that up, because if you're not at a point to where you're fully healed yet, don't inflict your pain on somebody else. That's one of the most toxic things you can do to somebody else, is take your own pain and project it onto somebody else. What if you met the sweetest girl, the sweetest guy ever, and you over here being mean to them because of what somebody else did? That's got to be the weakest shit I've ever seen in my entire life. Why would you make somebody else hurt because of something that happened to you? Mm-hmm. You feel that bad about what happened to you, and that's selfish about it, that you got to inflict it on somebody else. And some people don't realize that. But I really encourage those who don't know, or those who may want to take a quick peek inside, to do so. Because I really think that's part of the healing process, is being okay with what happened, and understanding that, okay, whatever's happened is happened, it's over, it's done, and taking the step to move forward. Take as much time as you need. Don't just go rush and jump back out there. It's okay to be alone. Because if you can't love yourself or be comfortable being alone, you're not going to be able to love or be comfortable in a relationship, period. You know what I'm saying? So I encourage that piece also loops right back in. Be healthy, be happy, understand, heal completely. If you're not fully healed, be single for a little bit. It's okay to float around, right?
Yeah.
But make sure that you take care of yourself just as much as you would take care of a partner that you are going to end up loving at some point. Because if you don't, it full circle. Things come right back around. You're going to end up right back where you started before you started that relationship.
Yes. But, hey, my mentor, Kevin Gates, on his spiritual journey, I've watched him a whole lot, and he was definitely best friends with his wife, who is now his wife, was once his best friend. Drinker was Kevin's best friend from like the age of 17 all the way up until today, and if ever they separate, they're still always best friends. He spoke something before that really stuck with me, when he said that if you really put a title on husband and wife, then you have to live up to the standard of husband and wife. But best friend is forever. Best friend is forever. You know, it's yeah, you can be someone's husband and wife, or wife under contract, you know what I mean, forever, because of the contract or the piece of paper. But you have a vow with each other and to God under marriage, but also when you have like a best friendship, you know what I'm saying? And you know already the one person that knows you the most. They know your flaws. They know everything bad about you. They know everything good about you. They know your potential. They know the things that you probably won't do. All these things, you know what I'm saying? If you have a best friend and then you get into a relationship with that person, romantic relationship, and then your romantic relationship stops, you always have that friendship to go back to because that person knows you the most. So it's all about how you establish your relationship. So once you break up with your partner, you can break off a romantic relationship. You tried it, you know what I mean? You saw how it was. Maybe you just didn't like it that way. And so you just remain being best friends. You still have that person that knows you the most. It's not like you have to lose them. And that's the hard part about breakups, losing someone and losing the routine that you have with that person and losing the intimacy. You know, I don't mean like the sex, but I mean, you know, being intimate means to know, and losing the person that knows you the most. That's hard. That's the hard part.
Just be careful not to lose yourself when that happens. I've had that happen to me numerous amounts of times, and it took me up until, you know, a recent age where I was like, you know what, I know my worth, and no matter what happens to me in any relationship, I need to maintain my own self. You know what I'm saying? So try not to lose yourself when it comes to the ending. It's okay to lose other people. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody is forever, but always make sure that you yourself, your own mental, your own person, your own style, whatever it is, make sure that that is consistent. Because if you lose that, then you don't have anything else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I think hopefully we answered your question, you know, proficiently and effectively. So, yeah, it's possible. Maybe, maybe not. It depends.
Like I said, it does depend on the ending and how it ended. But sometimes it's best to just go part ways and let each other grow separate. You don't want to hinder each other's roots.
Yes. So sometimes you have to endure that pain, weather that storm to come out a bigger and better person.
Yes, absolutely. I ain't got nothing to say about that. But like we always say, if there's anything else that we missed or that you guys would like to hear us talk about, drop a comment or have us talk about it in another episode. I would be more than happy to go back and clear up anything else. But no, seriously, if you guys have any other feedback, just shoot us a comment. Let us know, you know, how you guys feel about what we discussed. But I'm serious though, like I was just saying, it all comes down to how it ends, really. But yeah, for real.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So with that being said, that'll be it for this video. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be waiting for you on the next one.
Yes.
Thanks for stopping by. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell icon. We'll be here.
All right, show.